Okay, in this Blender 2.7 tutorial for advanced beginners, I'm going to show you a few of my editing tricks that I use. They're not really tricks, but just things you learn over the years on how to use it. And it allows you to do things like this. You know, this is fairly detailed work to actually get these hub set properly with the spokes in the right place and angle. I had to do a lot of little individual steps along the way. Let me see if I can show you in here if I have them in the background. Yes, you have all these like little pieces around here like this that I had to actually, you know, break out little parts and pieces to. That was a lot of steps to make, just to make this hub work correctly. But once you do it one time, then you've got it, you know, for everything else. So then it's easy. But let's start with something simpler, like just so you see. Let's get a new scene, and we'll just put a cylinder in the scene. Or let's put a sphere in the scene. Alright, so one of the most important things to work with is changing the axes here, doing global, local, and normal, and then changing these pivot points in here. I mean, without those two, I can't do any model building. I mean, it's just really impossible. So I'll give you an idea. So if I go into edit mode and I grab a few of these faces like this, and if I want to extrude them out, I'll just press E, and then so I'm in global mode like that. Normally what I'm going to do, I could just do S like this. I could scale them out, but then it scales it outward like that. That just doesn't push them straight out. So what I have to do is global normal mode like this, and then it's pointing outward like this. But you notice it's pulling it out based on the normal of this one and not on those, so it's not really coming straight out of everything. So it takes more than that. So let's Control Z that, and then you have to do this at individual origins like that. So now I have individual origins and on the normal axis, normal being perpendicular to the face. So now when I pull it out, yep, there we go. Now it pulls straight out in the direction that it's pointing like that. And that's really important, because then if you start, you know, if you go over here and I press RYY, RYY on this one, and if I want to extrude all three of these, E, and now the same thing. Now I've extruded, but now it's pulling it out in the direction of that. If I was on the individual, if I do individual origins and go back to the medium point and try and pull it out, you can see it's not doing it. Oh, in that case, wait, is it doing it that way? No, it's not, right? It's pulling it all that same direction straight out. Versus, see how they're converging towards each other on that one, and they won't do it here. They'll just go straight out like that. So that's really helpful. And then one other thing let's take a look at is when you, for placing objects in a scene, I have this, say, at the center, and I'll put object. I'll just start with a simple cube and I'll scale it down. And if I want to place things around, say, a cylinder, like on that hub you saw in the previous example, I'll take this and I'll move it out to the side, away from the center. I'll leave my cursor here at the center, but then I'm going to change this, my pivot point, instead of the individual origins, I change it to the 3D cursor like that. Right? And if I want to make copies of this around here, I'll press Shift D and then R Z, and let's say 20. Right, so there are copies it around the origin like this, and then sometimes you can do just F3. You can just repeat it, duplicate the object. So I just keep hitting F3 like this. Oops, what did I do? I got it out of bounds. I must have, yeah, I did something on there when I was going around. I must have hit the menu wrong. But then you can see it just keeps repeating. It normally would repeat. Oh, I know what I did. I clicked away from the center. So it started to develop a spiral. So these little tricks really help, and you'll find that's really helpful in your work as well. So, okay, well, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next lesson.